Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Neil, and today I'm gonna show you how to create dice trays from milk and or orange cartons and how not to create them. Alright, so as usual, let's go through the designs real quick. So at first I tried to have 3 parts for the dice tray because I want it to be foldable, so that my players can easily put them away, put it in their bags or whatnot, and then open it up during sessions. But then again, I found out that it's difficult to actually do, so I scrapped that plan. Made this so it's still kind of foldable. It uses a velcro instead. Instead of having 3 moving parts, it's a velcro. Kind of looks a bit like this. Actually, this is it. So you open it up, you remove the velcro on this part, and then you attach it here to turn it into something like this. Just simple rectangular trays you can throw your dice in. Oh, that's a pretty good number. And this one's the foldable one. But yeah, that didn't really work. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's not really efficient to create, so I just spend most of my time creating these two instead of these. So yeah, let's go to the time lapse. Enjoy. Alright, so just a quick run through on the materials that I used. It's just the boxes, milk boxes or juice boxes, whatever you have, and then some cardboards. I used the ones that I used for the table. I still have some extra boxes lying around, so I used those. Measuring materials, rulers, of course scissors, my friend glue, some velcro for my first design, the felt paper, I think it's called. It's a textured paper and other decorative materials that you want. Yeah, so the first thing I did is to cut the boxes into the appropriate shape and size that I want. So since at this part I'm still trying to figure out how to make the foldable dice tray design. So yeah, I painted it first. This is the first coating because I want to make it simple as I can, which is black. And here I used, for the base of the trays, I used a cardboard and a velcro to level them both together, because when you combine the 2 velcros, the one that sticks to the other part, when you combine them both on the base of the tray, it kind of have slight offset to it, so I used a cardboard to level it. So this is the first mistake. I tried to sew the velcro on the tray, which took a lot of time and effort. So in the latter parts of the time lapse, I instead used staplers, which are easier, so that I can stick the velcro on the trays, because glue doesn't really work with at least with this specific type of material. So yeah, to make sure that they stay together while drying, to avoid bubbles on the rolling area, I used paper clips and some, well, clips to stick them together. Alright, so in the middle of creating the dice tray slash dice bag. So this is actually the play area. This is the velcro that will stick here. So if you're playing, you do that. And then if you're storing it, you know what, I'll show you that later. For now, this is the storage area, and it's working really well. I got a natural 20, man. Anyways, I'll keep going. Halfway there. So yeah, that natural 20 really helped. Alright, so this is already the second coating, and I try to make sure that there is not a lot of sound when you're rolling the dice on the tray, and making sure that there is at least a little bit of bounce, not too much, and not too much bounce, just to make sure that you get some randomness with the roll. Alright, so the first one didn't really work, as I would explain later in the video, and so I made a second one where I applied what I learned in the first one and made it work. Okay, end of day one, and I managed to create this one, a proof of concept that sucks. It doesn't really work that well. It doesn't work the way I expected it to. I'll show you why in a moment. And managed to create this one, which is a better version of the design, but it's not decorated yet. At least the exterior is not decorated yet. Alright, so the main mistake in the design is that this small part is supposed to go inside this one, the bigger one, but they're the same size, so it doesn't really fit. Yeah, that's a mistake right there, but yeah, learned my lesson, applied it here. Now this one is smaller than this one, so it fits. Just need to find a way to lock that, but yeah. Now, my initial plan was to create 4 of these for my active players, because I have 4 active players, but I don't think I'll be doing that because I don't know, maybe my design is just inefficient or totally not good. I think for tomorrow I'll just make a dice tray for them, then I'll just save this one for, I don't know, myself. I am happy that I created it, that I somehow managed to realize the design, but I am not satisfied with the outcome. I have to be honest, this is not good. But it's not a total failure, but yeah, it still works. It's just very inefficient to create. So yeah, I'll just be back tomorrow for the dice tray, because that is easier to make and doesn't involve multiple parts. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so here I decided to preserve the original length of the boxes, the milk and or orange boxes, and use that for the tray itself. That way I will not have any moving parts whatsoever, and it will stay as rigid as it already is. Also, for the inside, I added a cardboard before I covered it with felt paper to add more bounce to the dice. Here I still added a third coating for the dice trays that I made the day before this. Also, to make it easier to paint, I covered it first with masking tape because the texture of the box itself originally isn't paper-like, so it's difficult to paint over it. So I covered it with masking tape first. For the second tray that I did, I used the same wallpaper, the wood designed wallpaper that I used for the table, so that I don't have to paint over it anymore. Again, used clips to stick them together and tested it every once in a while to make sure that the bounce is just right. Alright, so that's about it, and I really enjoyed creating this, and I am kind of satisfied that I now have some dice trays to work with in our sessions. So yeah, so a couple of things not to do once again is to, instead of stitching the velcro on the thing, just use staplers, or if you have other things to use, just stick the velcro on the dice tray, then that would be great. I just used stapler because the material of the box isn't really paper-like, so glue doesn't really work. Another thing is to make sure that it's not that bouncy, just to have the right amount of bounce for the dice to add some randomness on the roll. Yeah, that's about it, and as much as possible don't have a lot of moving parts because it's very difficult. At least in my design, it sucks really. It doesn't really work. So yeah, simpler the better. Right, thank you guys for watching. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if you're also working on something, it's gonna be great. So yeah, don't give up. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!